I might be a little excited. Okay. This is a big deal for me. Do you ever get sick and tired of telling us the same thing over and over again?
Yes, this is the last time. We don't hear the same question again because your lives are changing. You are in different places. Your proximity between you and where you are wanting to be is changing constantly. So it is always expansion, every time.
Okay.
Not that again.
I have 3 questions, and I just want to say that I appreciate being here, and I have to say that you guys are all now my best friends because these are personal questions, and I don't even share them with anyone. So, okay.
Camera's on, right?
Okay, my first question is, now I fully believe that I am a vibrational being and I'm creating my reality. I have been told and I have had experience of being on antidepressants, and I find when I'm not on them, I can't manage myself and my emotions at all. I have fought being on them my whole life because I contradict in what I believe.
Now you see, that's a hard thing, isn't it? To believe that you need them and to fight them anyway. That's like self-sabotage. So just pick one, like I do better with them, at least for now, and then embrace it.
Okay, because that's what I
feel appreciation for it. Don't use whatever it is as your excuse to not line up. In other words, it's only what's going on between you and you.
Okay, because that's what I've been feeling this last time when I've got on them, is that I've been embracing it, and there's still been a twinge left of like, you're giving up. You're giving up on yourself because you have to use a crutch to manage yourself.
How about as vibration turned to things, that thing you're calling a crutch came along as a beneficial thing?
Okay, I like that much better.
What if your inner being, we'll take it even further than that, what if your inner being, what if your guidance is guiding you toward a problem to which a solution will be a great benefit? How do you get to this place where you set these standards of perfection for yourself? I want to give that up, because perfection is like, I'm done, it's over, and that's not ever going to be. When you're eternal, you got to allow yourself to continue to become. And the most important thing you want to do, you know what will depress you more than anything in the world? Being mad at yourself. And you know why? Because your inner being never is. In fact, your inner being is the ultimate antidepressant.
Seriously?
Your inner being will never, ever, 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 ever get down on you. And when you do, you're not going to feel good, and there's not enough pills in the world to compensate for that. So what you want to do is just do the best that you can do. The worst thing anybody can do is decide that they shouldn't do something and then do it. So...
okay, good. Thank you. That really helps me a lot. Okay.
And there may very well be a time when you realize that you figured it out. Nothing is forever. Even though food is good for you, does that mean you should sit and never stop eating? Yeah.
Okay, and then my next question, to piggyback on what you were just saying, I don't understand how to find the vibration or to get to a vibration on how to manifest the body that I want. And I've done it before. I've been there and I always lose it. And I don't understand. Like, I guess I get what I did last time. And when I was conscious of when I was losing weight and getting to where I wanted to, I was still very negative and not happy. And I feel much happier now, but I still want the thing that I want. And I'm just trying.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to be happy. We're just teasing you.
Oh, I'm like, is that true?
We should never attempt sarcasm. It doesn't go over well. Not with bright, shiny people. The most important thing to realize is that it's a process of figuring it out for yourself. Esther had a conversation with someone just a couple of days ago, and Esther was talking about her desire for fairness. She was talking about it among the people in her world, this feeling of fairness or balance as far as it is coming from her. And then Esther said, finally, I don't know when it happened, but I finally come to the awareness, it was sort of a gradual thing, that it's not my job to make everything between everybody fair. But I have discovered that I have to be in balance with whatever it is that I am doing. So all I have to do is figure out how to be balanced between me and me. Well, the thing that's interesting about things like your appearance, your body weight, anything that has to do with your physicality, is that most of you have a whole lot of other opinions involved in that than just you and you.
Yeah.
In other words, when you said, I'm happy,
Yeah.
the angels sang for a minute, because that's all that is ever necessary in order for you to thrive. So you got to just be happy consistently. Let's start another place. This is really what you're reaching for, but a little basis here will help you.
Okay.
So we believe that you create your own reality. We know that you get how it works. And we know that you are understanding that there is a vibrational basis and that you understand your emotional guidance system. So when there is a desire in place, and there is a strong desire, what's in your vortex is really pleasing to you in so many regards. The only thing you have to do is find more balance with that, which means don't look at or remember or talk to others about things that contradict that, because the only thing that matters is you being in the receptive mode about that. So the easiest thing is to get off the subject that is more challenging and on subjects that do not challenge, because the receptive mode is what you are wanting. How do you turn any vision or idea of what you want into a physical reality? Well, the thing that's hardest, especially as it regards your physical body, is that your physical body sort of goes most everywhere you go. And so you are aware of it. You are aware of how it sits and how it stands and how it moves and how it wears clothes and how it looks. But most of all, you're aware of how it is seen by those who are seeing it. That's the part that is the most crippling. Is too strong of a word, but it does really slow you down. Mm-hmm. So what we're wanting you to do is realize that your work is to make your gap all important, and everything else far, 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 far less important. So an easy way to go about this is to focus on something else that is important to you, but that is already in vibrational alignment, something where it's easy for you to be in the receiving mode about it. And use that as your alignment. Getting into alignment, you know what we mean by that? Getting into alignment, being vibrationally up to speed with who you really are, feeling good, feeling frisky, letting your emotions move from being interested to being excited, to being eager, to feeling passion, love and appreciation. In other words, just moving around in that end of the emotional stick where you mostly feel good. That's what the receptive mode is. Let's put it this way, just in terms of the vibration being higher or lower. The better you feel, the more natural you are. The worse you feel, the more unnatural you are. And it doesn't matter what subject you're using as your excuse to not feel good. You've still got a subject that is being used by you. It's like a wheel that's spinning very fast, and then you put a crowbar in the spokes, it stops the wheel. That's what resistance is. Resistance is anything that is opposing to the higher frequency. It slows it down. So when you realize that your frequency is naturally high, and that unless you were doing that thing you do that is adding resistance to it, that is lowering it, it will be high. It's like the cork bobbing on the surface of the water. That's where you naturally are. You can hold the cork under the water, but when you let go of it, it's going to bob right back up there. So the key to being in the receptive mode is not holding the cork under the water, which means not focusing on those things that make you not feel good, which means an awareness of what makes you not feel good. You know, what makes you not feel good isn't just around this subject that you're working on. It's lots of other things. So you can't be in the receptive mode about one thing if you're not in the receptive mode because some other thing is bothering you.
Okay.
We've been offering this analogy for a long time, but you could have 10 subjects in your life. Of course there are more, but let's say 10. And 9 of them could be going really well. And any one of those you could focus on, which would hold you up here in the receptive mode, which means you would be turning these thoughts to things really, really easily. But if there's one thing that is really bothering you, if you're like so many humans, you've got your nearly undivided attention on that one thing, because you've got to find that problem, wrestle it to the ground and kill it. And so you use that one thing that isn't going well as your reason to hold yourself out of the receptive mode. We're going to use that phrase a lot today because out of the receptive mode is the only problem you've got. That's the only problem you ever have, is being out of the receptive mode. Because if you're in the receptive mode, then you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Then you're at the right place at the right time. Then things are unfolding easily for you. Then those thoughts are turning to things easily. Do you ever all of a sudden say, oh, I just got the best idea? You were in the receptive mode until you thought about it for a minute. Realized it's impossible for you to do that thing. Hold the cork under the water. And so you could have 10 subjects and 9 of them really not doing well right now, and 1 of them doing fine. And you could focus upon that one, hold yourself in this receptive mode, and the other 9 would have to follow suit. So use anything and everything that you can to get yourself in the receptive mode. Have we convinced you that there is one? Do you know that there is a vibrational version of you that is just pulsing and thriving and presenting itself to you? But if you're over here looking at reality, then you're holding the frequency of what isn't, and what is wanting to become can't become because you've got the vibration of what isn't so rampant in your vibration. We think it is thrilling that a large number of people on this planet understand that. Understand that it is frequency, and that it is emotional, and that your emotions are your first, usually conscious realization or manifestation. We want to call your emotions a manifestation. Don't they feel real? Go to a scary movie, it feels real enough, doesn't it? You know that guy's not coming out of the bushes after you. But he might as well be, because of the way you're feeling. In other words, you're having an emotion that is a reality. A reality.